Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. If you're enjoying these deep dives into Sister Wives, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. In part 2 of the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all, emotional intensity reached new heights as Kody Brown sat down with his ex-wives and tell-all host Sukanya Krishnan, popularly known as Suki. Viewers witnessed not just uncomfortable truths, but also raw emotional tension that stirred a wave of reactions across social media. Christine finds peace, Kody finds conflict. During this segment, Kody revealed a surprising response to Christine's newfound relationship. Instead of bitterness, he described a kind of relief. According to Kody, Christine focusing on her partner meant she spoke less about him, something he welcomed. Though he framed this as peaceful, viewers interpreted it differently. "He sounds more concerned about perception than closure," one fan remarked. Christine's happiness seemed to bother Kody less when it meant less public criticism. But this unexpected comment sparked debate. Was Kody showing maturity by letting go, or was he still quietly holding on to the past? Suki draws a line, fans react to baby remark. One of the biggest viral moments came when Suki replayed a tense clip of Kody and Janelle. In the footage, Janelle expressed frustration over Kody's reaction to her speaking with Robyn. Kody shut down the topic, then told Suki during the tell-all that he intended to change the subject altogether. Suki, not backing down, stood her ground. "You might try to avoid this, but we're adults. This is a serious conversation." When she described Kody's evasiveness as childlike, social media erupted. Fans praised Suki for challenging Kody in a way few have before. "She said what we've all been thinking," wrote one fan. Finally, someone called him out instead of dancing around the truth. This firm approach was viewed as a turning point, shifting the power dynamic in the interview and highlighting the growing disconnect between Kody and viewers' expectations. Backpedaling on the guys' trip with Christine's partner. Earlier in the tell-all, Kody had mentioned he wouldn't mind going on a guys' trip with David Woolley, Christine's partner. He even called David a decent guy. But when Suki brought up that David and Christine were open to a double date, Kody hesitated, hard. His body language changed, and he stated vaguely that it might not happen anymore, citing personal reasons. The moment turned into a stare-down, and fans noticed. "That wasn't about a guy's trip. That was about control," one viewer wrote. He didn't expect Christine to be so open and happy. The unanswered question remains, why walk it back? Was it discomfort? Jealousy? Or simply a miscalculated offer? Meri's confusing closeness and emotional withdrawal. Meri Brown's interactions with Kody during the tell-all also raised eyebrows. At one point, they shared laughter over an old clip where she accidentally bumped into Kody while packing. It was an awkward, funny moment that showed a brief flicker of their old rapport. Kody remarked that Meri's personality in that moment was someone he could have seen himself marrying again. That sentiment, while bittersweet, caused a stir among fans, especially when rumors surfaced that Kody and Meri had reconnected before the reunion, only for communication to drop off again afterward. She said in newer interviews that she's sad they can't even be friends, a fan pointed out. "Feels like he pulled away again." In response, Meri has since posted cryptic messages about letting go of the past to make space for a new life. She's also traveled, spent time with friends, and embraced solo happiness, signaling a desire to fully step away from the family drama. Power dynamics and emotional avoidance on full display. What the tell-all ultimately exposed wasn't just lingering resentment between ex-spouses, it was a deeper story about accountability, identity, and shifting power. When Kody avoided tough questions, it wasn't just frustrating for viewers, it was telling. He folded his arms, paused, changed subjects. Meanwhile, Suki kept the conversation on track, reflecting the questions fans wanted answered. Her growing firmness was met with widespread support. "She's not attacking, she's making sure we get the truth," wrote one commenter. "This season feels different. We're finally seeing real consequences." The tell-all's legacy, a family in flux. The Sister Wives tell-all has become more than just a reality TV recap. It's now a window into how relationships unravel, how people rebuild, and how truth can be elusive when image becomes a shield. Whether Kody intended it or not, his reactions, from avoiding Christine's name to walking back the guys' trip, revealed more than he said outright. Fans are no longer just watching. They're demanding honesty for a reunion that promised to unravel the complexities of the Brown family's journey. Suki Krishnan, the poised host of the Sister Wives Tell-All, was ready to navigate the intricate web of relationships, betrayals, and revelations. The audience, both in the studio and at home, braced themselves for an evening that would delve deep into the heart of the family's dynamics. Act 1, The Calm Before the Storm. The episode commenced with Suki greeting the audience, her demeanor calm yet assertive. She introduced the panel: Kody Brown, the patriarch, Robyn Brown, his current wife, and Christine Brown, his ex-wife. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation, as viewers knew this was more than just a reunion, it was a reckoning. Suki began with a direct approach, addressing the elephant in the room, the dissolution of Kody's plural marriages. Kody, she began, many fans have expressed disappointment over how the plural marriages ended. How do you respond to that? Kody shifted uncomfortably, his usual bravado faltering. I did what I thought was best for my family, he muttered, avoiding eye contact. Christine, sitting beside him, interjected. Best for your family? Or best for you? Her voice was steady, but the underlying pain was palpable. The tension escalated, and Suki seized the moment. Act 2, The Takedown. With surgical precision, Suki turned the conversation towards Robyn. Robyn, she asked, how do you justify the favoritism that many perceive in your relationship with Kody? Robyn's face flushed, but she remained silent. Suki pressed on, your silence speaks volumes. Turning back to Kody, Suki didn't mince words. Kody, many viewers feel you've manipulated situations to your advantage. How do you respond to those accusations? Kody's face reddened, his hands clenched into fists. That's not true, he snapped. But Suki wasn't backing down. She played a clip from a previous episode where Kody had mocked his wives, calling them pick-me girls and panting like a dog. The audience gasped. Care to explain this behavior? Suki asked, her voice laced with disbelief. Kody stammered, it was a joke. But the damage was done. The audience's disapproval was evident, and even Robyn looked away, uncomfortable with the situation. Act 3, The Fallout. As the interview progressed, Suki continued to hold the Browns accountable. She addressed the financial disparities within the family, the emotional neglect, and the public humiliation that had been aired for years. Each question she posed was met with defensiveness or silence, but she persisted, determined to get to the truth. The turning point came when Suki confronted Kody about his relationship with Christine. You claim to have loved her, she said, yet your actions suggest otherwise. How do you reconcile that? Kody's facade cracked. I don't know, he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. Christine, seizing the opportunity, stood up. You never truly loved me, she declared. You loved the idea of me, the control I gave you. But real love? That was never there. The room fell silent. For the first time, Kody was confronted with the full weight of his actions. Suki's unwavering pursuit of truth had peeled back the layers, exposing the raw emotions and betrayals beneath. Act 4, The Aftermath. In the days following the tell-all, social media erupted. Fans praised Suki for her courage and integrity. Finally, someone stood up to Kody, one viewer tweeted. Suki was the voice we needed, another commented. However, not everyone was pleased. Some fans criticized Suki for being too harsh, questioning her impartiality. But Suki remained steadfast. I did my job, she stated in a follow-up interview. I asked the questions that needed to be asked. The tell-all episode became one of the most watched in Sister Wives history, a testament to the power of accountability and the importance of giving a voice to those who have been silenced. Epilogue: A New Beginning. Months later, Christine was seen thriving in her new life with David Woolley. She had found happiness and peace, leaving behind the shadows of her past. Kody, on the other hand, faced the consequences of his actions. His relationships with his children became strained, and his public image suffered irreparable damage. Suki, meanwhile, continued her career, her reputation solidified as a journalist unafraid to seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Her interview with the Browns remained a defining moment in her career, a reminder of the power of honest journalism. The stage was set. The lights dimmed, and the audience fell silent in anticipation. Sukanya Suki Krishnan, the poised and seasoned journalist, sat across from Kody Brown, the patriarch of the Brown family. The tension was palpable, and viewers at home could feel the weight of the moment. Suki had been the host of the Sister Wives tell-all reunion for several seasons, but this time, something was different. She had a mission: to get to the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. Kody, ever the charismatic and controversial figure, had weathered countless interviews and critiques. But tonight, he was about to face a challenge unlike any other. The first confrontation. The interview began with the usual pleasantries, but Suki wasted no time diving into the heart of the matter. "Suki, I don't want to talk about Christine anymore," Kody snapped, his voice tinged with irritation. Suki remained calm, her gaze unwavering. "Why not, Kody? She's a significant part of your past and the family's history. Don't you think it's important to address the issues head-on?" Kody shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "I've already said everything I need to say about her." But Suki wasn't backing down. "But your actions speak louder than your words. You claim to want what's best for the family, yet your behavior tells a different story." The room fell silent as Suki's words hung in the air. Kody's facade began to crack. The turning point. As the interview progressed, Suki continued to press Kody on his relationships with his ex-wives and current wife, Robyn. She asked pointed questions about trust, loyalty, and the dynamics within the family. Kody's responses became more defensive, his body language closed off. He crossed his arms and avoided eye contact, a clear sign of discomfort. Suki noticed the shift and seized the opportunity. "Kody, you're not fooling anyone. Your evasiveness and manipulation tactics are transparent. It's time to own up to your actions." The audience gasped, and social media erupted with praise for Suki's courage in confronting Kody. The fallout. In the aftermath of the interview, reactions were mixed. Some fans applauded Suki for holding Kody accountable, while others criticized her for not doing so sooner. On Reddit, one user commented, "Finally, someone stood up to him. Suki was the voice we needed." Another user added, "Kody's manipulation was on full display. Kudos to Suki for not letting him off the hook." However, not everyone was pleased. Some viewers felt that Suki had been too harsh and should have shown more empathy. Despite the divided opinions, one thing was clear: the tell-all reunion had sparked a much-needed conversation about accountability and transparency within the Brown family. The aftermath. In the weeks following the reunion, the Brown family remained in the spotlight. Kody's relationships continued to make headlines, and the public's perception of him shifted. Suki, on the other hand, received widespread acclaim for her handling of the interview. She had faced a formidable adversary and emerged victorious, earning the respect of viewers and critics alike. As for Kody, the road ahead was uncertain. The cracks in his carefully constructed image had been exposed, and only time would tell if he could rebuild the trust he had lost. A new beginning. The tell-all reunion marked a turning point for the Brown family. It was a moment of reckoning, a time for reflection and growth. Whether the family could heal and move forward remained to be seen, but one thing was certain: the truth had been laid bare, and there was no turning back. As for Suki, she had proven that even in the face of adversity, the pursuit of truth and justice was paramount. And in doing so, she had become a beacon of integrity in the world of reality television. News highlights. Christine Brown's candid reflection. Christine Brown recently opened up about the emotional disconnect in her past marriage to Kody Brown, describing their intimacy as mechanical and lacking emotional connection. Kody Brown's surprising proposition. In a recent episode of Sister Wives, One-on-One, Kody Brown expressed interest in going on a guy's trip with his ex-wife Christine's new husband, David Woolley, highlighting the evolving dynamics within the family. Robyn Brown's insight. Robyn Brown revealed that Kody has been picking fights with her, attributing it to his way of dealing with the departures of Christine and Janelle.